Every business is really like an engine. It's got all these moving parts, processes, people, all chugging along trying to get to the same destination. But for that engine to really perform, to run at its absolute peak, it needs an operating system, something that coordinates everything, gets rid of all the friction, and just unleashes its true power. Well, today, we are talking about that OS. Seriously, just think about your last week at work. How many times did you find yourself buried in those tiny, mind-numbing tasks? Copying info from a form to a spreadsheet, then from that spreadsheet to an email, then from the email into Slack. It really feels like death by 1,000 paper cuts, doesn't it? Okay, now what if I told you that all that wasted time, all that manual work, is actually a massive opportunity? And look, this number, it's not some fantasy. This is the real, tangible value that some businesses are generating every single year, just by getting smart and automating those exact processes. And we're not talking about giant corporations here. We're talking about businesses just like yours. And that's exactly what we're here to do today. We're not just going to talk about automation theory. We are giving you the practical, step-by-step blueprint to build a business engine that's more profitable, way more efficient, and can actually scale, all using Make.com. So let's kick things off with the big problem that almost every growing business hits. I call it the manual work trap. It's that feeling you get when you're super busy all the time, but you don't feel like you're actually moving forward. It's when your growth just creates more paperwork, not more progress. So on one side, you've got the old way, manual work. It's like quicksand for your time. It's where one little typo can mess up a whole customer order. It's a system that's guaranteed to break the second you start to grow. And worst of all, it's the thing that just kills creativity. But then you look at the other side, an automated system. This is where you get to focus on strategy, where everything is perfectly consistent, where you can scale up instantly, and where your team is finally free to do what you hired them to do, innovate. Okay, so we know the problem. Now for the solution. How do we actually build this automated system? Well, this is where Make.com steps in, but I want you to stop thinking of it as just another tool. Think of it more like a visual command center, a living flowchart, where you can literally map out your business logic. And to do that, we got to learn its language, starting with the core building blocks. All right, so the absolute bedrock of everything in Make is something called a bundle. It sounds technical, but it's super simple. A bundle is just a packet of data. Let's say you run an online store. When a customer buys something, bam, that's a bundle. It has all the info, their name, what they bought, where to ship it. The most important thing to get is this. Your automation, or scenario as it's called in Make, runs one time for every single bundle it gets. Okay, but what happens when a single bundle has multiple things inside it? Like, say, one email with 5 different attachments. That's where the iterator is your best friend. The iterator is kind of like a mail clerk who gets a big bag of mail. Their job is to open it up and deal with each letter one by one. It unpacks that one big bundle into many smaller bundles, so you can handle each attachment or each line item individually. And then you have the aggregator, which, you guessed it, does the exact opposite. So now our mail clerk has sorted all the mail and is putting all the letters for the sales team into one single box. The aggregator takes many separate bundles, like all of your sales for the day, and combines them back into one. This is perfect for creating a summary report or calculating a grand total. And then there's the router. This right here is where your automations start to get really smart. The router is like a traffic cop for your data. It looks at a bundle coming in, and based on rules you set, it sends it down different paths. So if a new lead is from a huge company, the router sends it straight to your best salesperson. If it's a smaller lead, maybe it sends them into an email nurture sequence. The router is what gives your system a brain. Okay, so once you get your head around those 4 things, bundles, iterators, aggregators, and routers, you've basically unlocked the whole system. So now, let's put it all together. We're going to walk through 2 incredibly powerful real-world blueprints that turn this theory directly into profit. So this first blueprint solves what I like to call a good problem to have. You're so successful, you're getting more leads than you can even handle. Now, instead of just letting those leads go to waste, this system automatically turns them into cash by sending them to a referral partner you trust. So here's how it plays out step by step. It all starts when a new lead fills out a form on your website. Make instantly grabs that data, and then it just waits for exactly 4 minutes. Then it triggers an email to that lead. But here's the twist. The email doesn't come from you. It comes from your partner, and it's set up to look like they're replying to an email you just forwarded them.
But the real genius, the absolute magic trick here is that 4-minute delay. Think about it. An instant reply screams, "I'm a robot." But a reply that comes 4 minutes later, that feels like a real, super on-the-ball person saw your request and acted on it immediately. It creates this amazing high-touch experience, but it's 100% automated.
Okay, so if that first system was smart, this next one, this is a total game changer. This is a system that uses AI to create and send a fully customized professional sales proposal literally minutes after you hang up the phone from a sales call.
So here's the flow. While you're on the call with a prospect, you're just typing their key info, their problems, their goals, your solution, into a simple form. The second you hit submit, all that data gets fired over to GPT-4. The AI instantly writes a full, detailed proposal and formats it perfectly into structured data called JSON. Make then takes that data, plugs it into a gorgeous branded template in a tool like Pandadoc, and shoots it right over to the prospect.
And just think about the impact here. It's massive. You've just wiped out hours of boring proposal writing. You've created an unbelievable wow moment for that prospect who gets this amazing proposal just 5 minutes after they talk to you. You're guaranteeing every single proposal that goes out is top-notch. And it means you can handle way more sales calls without getting bogged down.
All right, so you've built these amazing money-making machines. They're saving you time, they're closing deals. But what happens when things break? Because they will. An app you connect to is down for a minute, or some bad data gets sent through. A real operating system has to be tough. It has to be resilient. And that's what we need to talk about next.
This is where Make gives you some really smart ways to handle errors, called directives. First up is ignore. This is for when you're processing a huge batch of stuff, like importing 1,000 contacts, and you're okay if 1 or 2 fail, the rest just keep on going. Then there's resume. This is perfect for when a step might fail, like looking up a contact's phone number, but you need the process to finish anyway. You can just tell it to use a default value and move on. And finally, break. This is your go-to for temporary glitches like an API being down. It just pauses everything, saves it, and automatically tries again in a few minutes.
And you see, this is a total mindset shift. You're not just building for the happy path anymore. You're building a truly robust system that actually expects things to go wrong sometimes and already has a plan in place. That's what turns a few cool automations into a business operating system you can actually depend on. So when you pull it all together, you can see that Make.com isn't just some digital glue for sticking apps together. It's a true visual command center. It gives you the power to actually build and design a custom operating system for your business. One that's not just efficient, but also smart and resilient. So I'll leave you with this one last question. Your business engine is running every single day. It's burning fuel, it's producing results. The only real question is, are you just letting it run on those old, clunky manual processes? Or are you ready to finally step into the driver's seat and design a system that's actually built for performance?